The essence of maneuverability and agility, parkour is the practice of getting from point A to point B as quickly and creatively as possible. This has been showcased in plenty of games over the past decade and a half. Here's 5 of my favorite parkour games, not in any specific order. Let me know down below what your favorite is and what other list you would like to see. Number 1. Freerunning. The most janky and the oldest on the list, this game had some of the most flair in any parkour game I've seen. It's like if Tony Hawk games were about parkour. Multiple maps with challenges and other NPCs to challenge to races and point battles, among others. Originally released on the PS2 and PSP, it also had releases on the Wii and most recently in 2019, a PC release. Pushing through the jank, this game has plenty of love, and if you spend the time to learn the timings and button combos, this could end up looking like one of the best. Made completely with the idea of parkour and getting score, this game is the quintessential general parkour game I could recommend. Not much for story, just different locales with different playstyles. Number 2. Mirror's Edge. The game most of you probably know when you think parkour games, Mirror's Edge is one of the best movement games you can play. The sequel was a bit of a disappointment, but still deserves at least one playthrough. In general, I would say the first one is better, with a more linear play path for the linear story. Catalyst went with open world, but still with a very linear story, which broke the feeling a bit. It was nice to see a higher powered Mirror's Edge, allowing for even nicer white themed landscapes with way better reflections this time. Number 3. Dying Light. The other mainstream parkour game with a sequel delayed but very hyped, this is one of the dream games. We've seen plenty of zombie games in the survival genre, especially with Dead Island, Techland's earlier zombie game. Using this basis, they created one of the smoothest open world parkour experiences. It's an idea that just makes sense. Zombies are coming at you, how would you get away? Go fast, get to high ground. In essence, parkour. Throughout the game, you get skill points to unlock even more parkour moves and increase your survivability. It definitely became one of my favorite games of all time. Number 4. Ghostrunner. An indie parkour game where enemies only take one hit, but there's a twist, you can only take one hit as well. This forces you to use your environment and gain skills throughout the game to give yourself an advantage over the multiple enemies shooting at you. Different enemy types require a different playstyle, making you switch it up on the fly. A completely linear game, fully based on movement and skill, but when you come face to face with enemies, you can go about the battle as you see fit. Use your equipped chips to upgrade yourself or give yourself an ability to use to help. Not too long of a game, but a great way to waste some time and try to get good. Number 5. Titanfall 2. The sequel specifically due to a campaign this time, but the movement in Titanfall 1 was only slightly worse. Use your jetpack and the walls to jump around and take out your enemies. One of the best campaigns to strike your screens, Titanfall 2 takes you through plenty of different areas, ripe with movement options, and at one point, even different timelines. One of the smoothest movement systems in any game ever, you'll recognize it from Apex Legends, with some differences, like being able to wall run in Titanfall, and dynamic slide distance, depending on your slide angle. This is the most must-get game on the list, although it's probably the worst off to try. Lately there have been server problems relating to unsecure servers spreading throughout Titanfall 1, 2, and even at one point, Apex Legends. Just for the story though, it's still a great game, better than any recent Call of Duty campaign. Number 6. Gorilla Tag, an honorable mention due to being VR only, but also the most biased on my list. This is an arm locomotion gorilla parkour infection game. Crazy description, but completely describes the game. One of the best movement systems in any game I've played due to it being so direct to what you are doing. Immersion is crazy. Even though it's pretty low poly, this game is a good workout and a great time. Totally free to play with crossplay for Oculus Quest and Steam VR, this is one VR game I cannot put down even after months. Keep yourself healthy and become monkey. Just make sure you have space. This game will break your hand or controller if you're not careful. There we go, 5 of the best parkour games. Check them out if you want, but I do recommend trying all 5 at some point, especially if you like parkour or movement-based games. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know what other list you want to see, as well as like the video and subscribe to support the channel.